Do you guys think he could still suit up, maybe play a little football? Not at quarterback, but the Colts could probably use a little bit of help. Oh my goodness, it was going well. 8-5 for the Colts, only one game back from leading the AFC South, but they've lost 4 in a row. Their starting quarterback now to an Achilles injury. He's on IR. Riley Leonard, who played for the Colts last week, has a knee injury and is considered week to week. Well, what do? You call up your old buddy, 44-year-old Philip Rivers, who last played in the NFL for the Colts in 2020. Worked out for the Colts last night, according to Jeremy Fowler.
Oh, my
You brought up Peyton Manning. Maybe Peyton would be a better phone call at this point. I don't know. I understand the thought process. He's familiar with Indianapolis. He's familiar a little bit with the playbook and Shane Steichen, but nonetheless, is this a good idea or is this absolute insanity? Go ahead, Jeff Saturday.
First of all, it might have been the most painful watch as a fan that I've had. When Daniel Jones went down and he grabbed the back of his heel, I got nauseous. I was like, this is unbelievable. If you're a Colts fan, we know we trade for Sauce, two first-round picks. He goes down with what everybody thought was an Achilles, right? Turns out to be his calf, and you're like, ooh, we dodged a bullet right there, right? Fast forward, we're already down in this game. We've lost, 3 of 4? Mm-hmm. We hadn't won there since 2014, so a ton of pressure going in this game, and he goes down. This is a problem, Shay and CC and SA, not just for now. This could be a massive problem for the Colts next year and the year. A December Achilles means he ain't starting next season. You and I both know, or he's not going to start it efficiently, right? And we've seen the Aaron Rodgers or whatever. It's hard to come back from an Achilles. Yeah. This is a big deal. And whether Philip Rivers, I mean, we might as well call Tom Brady. I mean, we know he's in shape. I've seen it. Like, he looks good. Like, call them all out.
Cam Newton, where you at today?
Cam Newton, you ready to go? Like, suit him up. There's got to be somebody who's a little fresher, in my opinion. Whatever happens, this is a devastating blow for the Indianapolis Colts, who started so hot and were already in a spiral, and this is just fuel to a fire of an implosion that it breaks. As a former Colt that's bled a lot with that Colts blue, man, I'm hurting for him.
I agree with the sadness about Daniel Jones because obviously, New York fans don't feel sad about him because of what they saw him do as a New York Giant. But he's been a pretty damn good quarterback for the Indianapolis Colts, at least for the earlier part of the season before tailing off a bit. Still in all, they had a chance. And you look at the Indianapolis Colts, there was a time when we were talking about them as being arguably the best team in football because of how well balanced they were. But boy, how times have changed over the last 5 or 6 weeks when it comes to that franchise. Having said that, on the flip side, back to Philip Rivers, I have to admit, this was absolutely hysterical for me. When I heard this news, and then I saw, and I don't know if we have that footage, to admit, this was absolutely hysterical for me. When I heard this news, and then I saw, and I don't know if we have that footage when Adam Schefter came on Monday Night Countdown. Could you please show America Adam Schefter giving this news and Marcus Spears Swagoo, how he almost collapsed in his chair when he heard Philip Rivers. Absolutely hilarious. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it was unbelievable. Just to put things in its proper perspective, America, Philip Rivers is 44 years old. He has 10 children. He's a grandfather now, okay? He has 10 children, and he recently became a grandfather, okay? And he's been retired for 5 years. I mean, let's put it all in this proper perspective to really, really understand, how desperate. I mean, talk about going, and it's no disrespect to Philip Rivers. No. Last time we saw him playing for the Colts, he guided them to an 11-5 record. You understand what I'm saying? And one thing, I mean, he's a stationary target, make no mistake about it. He's running nowhere. Nowhere. But he could, once upon a time, he could really fling that football. So we have to understand, respect to Philip Rivers. We're just laughing because of how old he is and he's retired for 5 years. And here the Colts are calling him. It's amazing that this has happened. Go ahead. What's up, Jeff?
His oldest son is older than Leonard, the quarterback for the Colts now, man. Yeah. Like, his oldest kid is older than the starting QB that just got you're like, bro. And you're going to play the Seahawks defense? Hey, if I'm his wife, I'm like, baby, you better throw that thing away. Get that thing out.
If you're the wife, you would be asking them, You sure you want to come
For
back
sure.
this week?
For
This
sure. You
week?
gotta pick up the
I don't
ground
know
game.
about that. No, crazy.
Yeah, I mean, listen, this is a desperation move, right?
Yeah.
And no disrespect to Phillip Rivers because I think he should be a Hall of Famer. Eventually, he should get the Hall call to Canton. But the only ex-Colts quarterback that's coming through that door to save the franchise is Andrew Luck. And I'm not talking about him coming in to play quarterback.
Yeah.
I'm talking about him coming in to run the damn thing. Because Chris Ballard has been there a grand total of 9 seasons, has got 2 playoff appearances and 1 playoff win.
Yeah.
They have mortgaged their future, trading a first-round pick in 26 and in 27 to go all in on this team.
Yep.
They made a big bet on Daniel Jones, and they crapped out. That means that they should be out. They need to have a regime change in Indianapolis, and this is just the latest sign that should push Carly Ursay-Gordon, their owner, to making the uncomfortable move that's necessary in order to get the franchise back on solid footing.
And what does this say? What should it say to us, fellas, about Anthony Richardson? Because ain't nobody think about calling him. You know what I'm saying?
But he's hurt.
He's on IR.
He's hurt. He's got.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know that. I'm sorry, I forgot. But what I'm saying is that nobody's even thinking about him when it comes to the future of the Colts. Is my point.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, listen, the Colts have lost 4 of their last 5. According to our FPI, they're not favored to win another game. So if you end the season losing 8 of your final 9, and you came into said season on the hot seat, that means that they're gonna fire you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Last time we saw Phillip Rivers, just to bring it full circle, was 2020, the wild card game against the Bills, where the Colts lost. So he has played in the playoffs semi-recently, 5 years ago, I guess. But oh my god,
Today, both the Chiefs and the Ravens are outside looking in. Who's had the more disappointing season from your purview?
Oh boy, that's a tough call. I think it's the Chiefs because the expectation is they go to the Super Bowl. I mean, 3 years and 7 years in a row of the AFC Championship game. So going to be hard to see them doing that. The Ravens were a preseason darling, and I think everybody thought they'd be good. But yeah, I would have to say it's a tough call. But I would say the Chiefs, just because of the standard we've become accustomed to go from making the Super Bowl every year to not making the playoffs kind of out of nowhere is just so stunning.
Graz, you were at one of the games of the weekend. The other one, arguably, Packers-Bears, an unbelievable game. Who'd you learn more about in that game, Green Bay or Chicago?
I think Green Bay because, and no offense to Chicago, nothing to hang their heads about on that game, but I think what we've been waiting for with Green Bay is like, are they an elite team? Are they a real top-tier Super Bowl contender? And they played like it on Sunday because I think the Bears are a real team. I don't think this is a team that's like, upstart playing over its head. I think they run the ball well. The quarterback is young and makes mistakes, but capable of great things. They're opportunistic on defense. I don't think they're an easy team to play. And the Packers looked really good against them and held off a second-half charge. And I think we're seeing at the Packers team we kind of expected to see, which is one that can probably go toe-to-toe with anybody, especially the way they're playing defense, the number of different things they do on that side of the ball to confuse you. I think the Packers are playing at a high level. Tough one for them this week in Denver. We'll see. If they look good there against that defense, then I think, arrow up all the way.
Graz will be covering that game. NFL Countdown, I'll have that for you on Sunday, Green Bay at Denver. Graz, more likely to draft a quarterback in the first round this year, Cleveland or New Orleans?
Good question. Cleveland has the 2 first-round picks, so I'll go with them. However, I think at the heart of your question, Evan, if you correct me if I'm wrong, is whether Shadur Sanders can make them change their minds about what they want to do at quarterback, and I think that's possible. I mean, if he plays well over the final month of the season, it at least factors into the decision-making. Like, hey, we're looking at this class of quarterbacks. Is there someone we clearly like better, or is it worth, piecing it together and see if we can go forward with this guy if we're not overwhelmed. If there's no, superstar franchise-changing prospect at quarterback in this class, are we